Hi guys, welcome to Gadget Reviews and to this review and just talk about the Devastation of Baal audiobook that I had a chance to listen to for the past few days, and I just wanted to let you know my thoughts on it because this is actually one of the best books from 40k that I ever had to listen to. Now just let me check my sound real quick. Okay, I do have a sound. So yesterday it was, I guess, just a bug from OBS. Okay, guys. So this book, this book was something, especially because I always wanted to know more about Dante, and I did. I did with this book. So thanks for the feedback, guys. Hi to everybody in the chat. Two of my primers are here, and hi to the Richie. Thank you. I hope that it runs good. I decided to start a bit earlier. So guys, directly to the point. So Devastation of Baal is basically the story of how the Tyranids, went to Baal, the birthplace of the angels, the sons of Sanguinius, and they wanted to, well, devour everything, destroy everything, what the Tyranids do. And if that's not enough, the freaking demons from the warp came down and they also wanted a piece of the pie, so to speak. And the freaking Blood Angels had to do everything in their power to survive and somehow push them back, which is a huge undertaking to say the least. So basically, guys, in this book, we were witnessing. I mean, if you read the book, if you listened to it, like a huge battle, and we got an amazing idea of Dante and how he is, because there's a lot on his plate. He's the chapter master of the Blood Angels, and he wears the mask of Sanguinius, which is a great honor, but also a lot of I mean, not only his legion, but people in general, the perception that they have of Dante is that he is like the manifestation of his father, which in a way he is, but it's like he is more than more than an Astarte, that's what I want to say. And well, he is more in some ways, but okay, let's start from Dante basically. So first, Dante, guys, he is super old, so he survived a lot more than a space marine usually does. So he has visual signs of aging on his face, and that shocks a lot of the Astartes when he takes off the Dante mask. And when I see that, I mean, when I first heard that in the book, I was like, okay, then why are all of the artists always depict Space Marines being like old? I mean, they depict them so mature sometimes that they look old. Not in all the art that I ever seen, but in a lot of the arts, and that's just not correct. They have to have very handsome features, not features of someone that, well, is like older than 40, and in Dante's case, he probably looks amazing for maybe 50, probably. But he is like a few thousands of years old anyway. And that's well, it's fascinating. It's fascinating. It's not the most important thing, but it's fascinating because that shows that he's a great commander that was able to survive for so long, unbelievably long, and he's still amazing in his judgment and wisdom and how he does things. So that is also something that really like impressed me a lot. Okay, sorry for that, guys. Sorry. I have a phone call. I had to close that. Um, yeah. Amazing stuff. So, Dante. Dante is great, guys, and I was super impressed with him. He was able in this book. I mean, if you haven't read the book, I'm going to talk like super freely with spoilers. Hi to Malik and Serdi as well, and to Alexander too. So he was able to create the best possible plan of action, although a lot of things that happened was not like up to him or in his plan, but he adapted as quickly as he could. He gave his all. He almost died, basically was dead at some point, And at the end of the day, he was able to be saved. Yeah, it was great, guys. I mean, this book, I just love how it's written because some of the 40k books, the 40k, not only the Horus Heresy books, they go well. I mean, the pace is good. Sometimes they're just too much details and like so many details that I just lost. I lose any track of the writer's train of thought, and just it can't keep my attention. But in this case, it could, and I was like so interested to get back to the book, just like I'm witnessing a story visually, not only listening to it. So, in terms of how this book is written, I am super impressed, guys. Just super impressed. So this is by Guy Haley. I really like his style. I really like his style. I don't know at heart all of the books that all of the books that I went through. You know, who are the writers? I don't know them like by heart, but I have to see actually what else he did, but I really like that one. Really like that one. So continuing with Dante, guys, he did almost the impossible. At the end of the book, Guilliman arrived and he brought the Primaris Marines, and that's how we see the Primaris Marines for the first time through the eyes of Dante, and how he was like, "Who are those guys? I thought that all of our Astartes like." Are dead, the legions is depleted, but Guillermo was like, no, these are better, like stronger, and I'm delivering these guys to you so you can replenish your forces. Sorry, sorry about that, guys. My puppy has a reason to bark right now because there's someone at the door. So, okay, let me gather my thoughts again. So the Primaris, that was super fascinating for me because I just love the Primaris. I mean, I know that from the tabletop perspective, you may not like the Primaris, but I do like the Primaris very much because they're just cool. They're stronger, they're faster, they're also having, honor and everything that you want in an Astarte that is, you know, um, unique to the particular region. Yesterday, I was listening to the lore of the Space Wolves, and the Primaris that replenished their legions. They're like, the Space Wolves were like, well, these guys are not from us because they didn't live here on the planet. They didn't, breathe our air and live through the winters. Yeah, of course, but those are better. Space Marines in general, those are stronger, and no matter what exactly they are, if they help, if they are replenishing the forces, they're just good news. Okay, from that perspective. From the tabletop perspective, it's a totally another story, and I cannot talk about that because I obviously don't have a tabletop with Warhammer because it's expensive. I don't know where to put it. I don't have a place for that anyway. So best things from the book is the action, how they explain the Tyranids, how the Tyranids are integrated, explained everything, how they function, how the hive mind functions. Um, Mostly impressive was how it was explained that each and every Tyranid, let's say, is like a blood cell of an organism, so you don't feel your blood cells really don't care what they're doing. They're just doing their things. Or so some of the more mindless creatures of the hive mind, which are most, without the hive mind, they are basically animals. They're functioning and they're created for a particular function. When they complete their mission, they just die, or whatever happens to them. One of them that I'm referring to, it did die and it didn't feel anything while it was doing its mission. It didn't feel joy when it accomplished its mission. Just the analogy is that all the Tyranids are like cells from someone's body, so the way that we don't feel our cells, they're just doing things. That is how the Tyranids are relative to the hive mind. So that's just fascinating once again to read. Just this book gives a lot of info about the Blood Angels, how they fight, how they think, the different legions that are the other chapters, not the main chapters, but the other successor chapters, like the flesh terrors, how they have bad bad blood, for the lack of a better term, between some of the other chapters, although they are also sons of Sanguinius, but they have some practices that are not respected. Well, they're pretty, I mean, that's a good reason for that, from the other chapters, and they just have this conflict that they have to overcome in order for them to reinforce the forces of Dante. Sorry, guys. And with that, to go and just fight the Tyranids, because it's end all be all, whether there's going to be Bao or not. This is the time that was going to be decided, and they have to destroy all the Tyranids. And at some point, the hive mind was actually disconnected, and that was just so cool to see how it was disconnected, and all the Tyranids turned into animals, and that's when it was like a great time to clean them out as much as possible. And then after Guilliman came, he showed, the Primaris to Dante. Dante was saved. Dante before that had an amazing vision of Sanguinius, which is absolutely and totally obvious and imply that it was real. Although, of course, Dante after that's like, well, I'm not gonna talk about it whether it was real or not, but it's implied when it was happening that was it indeed happening, and that Sanguinius did talk to him and did save him and said, like, my son, I know that you want to, end your service, but I am I'm here, and you should not end your service. I mean, I still need you, so you serve for so long, but you're going to serve some more, buddy. And Dante was like, no, please take me with you, father, and all of those things. But no, it's not his time to die, literally. Like the James Bond movie, No Time to Die. No, actually, totally not like that. I don't want to spoil that. And Imperator Somnium. Cheers, cheers. So, just great. And it reminded me, not only reminded me, but just presented those particular Astartes, the Blood Angels, to be very honorable legion, that the Astartes actually have some honor and values in general, because I mean, when I got to 40k and General Warhammer, a lot of people were like, no, in 40k everyone are evil and all of those things. Well, that's not exactly the case. I talked about that at length, but the point is that even though they do evil things, like for instance killing innocents, Dante had to make everybody that is able to fight like regular people fight, and whoever didn't want to, they had to be butchered, which is horrible. And he felt that. It's not like he didn't feel that. He does not want to kill his own people. So yeah, he did that, and it was horrible to force people to kill, especially when people are pretty much useless, especially regular folk against the Tyranids anyway, or demons for that matter. So in that case, I would be like, okay, just whoever is able to fight, let's fight. If you can't fight, they're not gonna be any more help, So better leave them alone and not kill them and butcher them. That is ridiculous. I found that really not necessary at all. It was just like for shock and value to say that, oh, Dante is struggling in his moral code because he's killing his own people. But I think that just falls flat, because it's just not logical when you know the nature of the enemy, especially plus the demons. By that time, I'm pretty sure that he was not aware that there was going to be demons. At least I don't remember such thing. But even if there are only the Tyranids, in the end of the day, if you're a good commander, you cannot put regular people to fight, because they're literally, sorry, going to be slaughtered like cattle instantly. So why just put them there? Just evacuate everyone, and that is it. But no, women, children, not children, I'm pretty sure, at least not under a certain age, but men, women, whoever can like hold a gun, put them and be slaughtered. So to me, that's the only thing that I was like, okay, that is just not reasonable. it's not needed, so I don't get it, Dante. But okay, moving on. Well, we are not talking about who is the best legion. I mean, the Alpha Legion, they are very sneaky bastards. You can call that the best in some way, I don't know, but it's a matter of perception, you know. And what Loken was saying to Little Horrocks exactly upon here. I mean, you have to tell me in particular to remember. I'm pretty sure I know loyalist traders. I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about, but I went through that. I think I mean, at least 1 year ago. So you have to, if you like, just remind me of that. World eaters, flesh terrors, world eaters happen when sons of Horus attempt to uh, uh, trampled over crowd with wounded Horus. Ah, okay. So, uh, really, yeah, religion is another topic, but yeah, guys. Besides that, what Dante did there, everything else was pretty good. I mean, it was telling a lot about Dante's character as a leader, and as an authority, he's not just a chapter master. He just does a lot more, and that's why Guilliman was super impressed. But about that vision, it was amazing to hear Sanguinius speak post mortem, and it's just amazing how it was described. So that is great that he is still there, up there somewhere, and in a way he sees what is happening and he helps the way that he can help, indirectly or sometimes, like this case, directly, because he did save Dante and brought him back from the dead. And after that, Guilliman, how he spoke to Dante, he was like, "Do not kneel to me because I see you as equals. What you did here on this planet was just like unbelievable, basically, almost the impossible." So it was awesome to see Guilliman and to see how people view Guilliman, because he is a living, breathing Primarch, and everybody is taken back by that and very impressed, and Dante was too. And although he's not Sanguinius, they were, I mean, all the Astartes and Dante were very impressed by how he handles things, how much respect he gives to his fellow men, to his Astartes, to his son, to warriors in general, how much respect he has for them. That just so amazing. So when it comes to good and evil and all of those concepts in 40k, we are reminded in most of these books, if not all of these books, especially about, you know, when it comes to the legions that are still loyal, how much virtues they have between each other and common sense. Sometimes they don't, but yeah, common sense to a point, and it's just great to see, you know, great to see that. So I would say this book is one of the most interesting that I got through so far. And now, sorry, I touched the mic. Now I'm gonna let you know where I am now. I am to this book, The Dark Imperium. I started the first book from the Dark Imperium, An Era in Dominus audiobook. Yes, by Guy Haley again. Well, that's great. Because I reviewed the last one, because it was the brand new one, and I decided to start from the beginning. So that means the first and the second book, I'm gonna get through that. So far, it started very good. And then in the middle, there were just too much things that were like literally feeling that I'm not feeling it right now. But at the beginning, it was very interesting how Guilliman was resurrected and how he began acting as a regent and all of that. So I'm fascinated though. I hope the book picks it up from here, and maybe I'm gonna do a review of that too when I finish it. Well, okay, guys. So that's gonna be it. Really, let me know what you think in the comments, share, rate, subscribe if you'd like to help me, and as always, check out that link down below to my OnlyFans, where I do my meaningful sex educational content, 6-year ASMR, fitness, health, nutrition, everything that can be helpful with in person, and I hope that we can see each other tomorrow, guys. Love ya. Bye bye.